In the midst of social distancing and business lockdowns, a freelance writer and a graphic artist bought a bus, converted it into a tiny home on wheels, and moved out of our 4-bedroom house. 1 year later, we downsized to a Chevy Express. Now we travel between Texas and Pennsylvania from April through November while exploring small towns with rich histories. In the winter, we hunker down in Texas in our schoolie and dream of our next big trip.
We're Alan and Teresa.
And we're rolling with our gnomies.
So we're in Lumberton, North Carolina, and I'm standing here in the Dick Taylor Plaza, which is a huge square area here in the center of town. You can see there's a stage. I'll perform my air guitar concerto a little bit later on. You've got to listen to it, it's lovely. So anyways, Dick Taylor, he's no relation. If your name is Dick Taylor, subscribe to our YouTube channel and I'll claim you as my next of kin. But anyways, we are in Lumberton, North Carolina today, and we're going to look around. I don't see a lot of history on the walking tour brochure that we have, but we'll take a look, and really excited to be here in North Carolina, and it looks like a beautiful town here, so we're going to walk it. Follow us along, and I'll play my concerto. It's a very special song just for you. We don't have a whole lot of history here on the buildings, but this one here was built around 1908 and was the Lumberton and Dresden Mills office. And then on up the road, a couple of blocks, a couple of buildings.
It's quite a unique building. Sorry, there's a main road right behind us.
They call this the McNeil Building. And I wish they gave us a little history on it, but I mean, you can see it was
Those
built
windows.
in the early 1900s, so it was built around 1908 as well.
Those windows.
Yeah, those are nice. The
Now,
arches.
the building next to it,
Don't have anything on it.
it looks like a fire. But they maintained the front wall.
Right.
It would be support for the two buildings side by side. And it looks like they just made a green area out of it. Now, we were talking to a lady in the Visitors Bureau, and she said that they are in the process of revitalizing the downtown area. And like most cities, it can use it.
And the lady at the Visitors Bureau said they were doing a lot of revitalization. So a lot of these
I just
buildings
said that.
are empty. Oh, you just said that?
I just said
walked
that.
away, folks, for a second. I was looking for the bank, which
That's
is this
right.
building right here on the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. It's not hard to find.
Built around 1930, and it was the National Bank of Lumberton. Now it is a ministry called Rivers of Life Ministry. Nice building though. I love the.
It is a
face of that.
pretty building, but you know it's a bank.
You do indeed. So this is called Washington's. It was the first African American owned business downtown, and it was built around 1895.
Okay. What you got?
So this gray building here was built in 1900, and it was the former Bank of Lumberton.
Huh.
So now we're looking at the Robeson County Courthouse. The original building was built in 1848. This structure was built in the 1970s.
Man, what'd they do with the original one?
That's a good question. But they've got the POW flag flying at half-mast.
All the flags are in half. I don't know why.
Oh, that's a Robeson County flag.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a POW flag.
No.
Because it's black.
But all the flags are at half staff.
Who died?
I don't know. Okay.
All right, so this was the first National Bank building. It was built around 1924. And you can always tell a First National Bank from that era because they have the bank doors, the bank lobby doors there, usually in the center, and then off to the side is the office door where they would go and go upstairs. And so the upstairs would be the offices. The entrance to that would be the side door.
They always look like a bank building, though.
Yeah, they always do. You got the columns. Yeah. So this building here, we actually do have some history on. It's called the Proctor Law Office, and it looks very colonial. They don't give an exact date of its construction, but it was prior to 1820, and it is the oldest building in Lumberton still standing. It was surveyed and designed by Jacob Rhodes, who was instrumental in the founding of Lumberton and laid out the basic grid as the county seat of Robeson County. That was in 1787. He was given this lot at the corner of Elm and 6th Street as compensation for his work, and then he built this building. He passed it on to his son, and his son moved off to Arkansas in the 1850s, and when he died, the building was, I guess, deeded to Edward Knox Proctor. That was in 1869, and he lived here
With his family.
with his family. It was a store at the time, evidently, and then it served as a law office for his son from the 1880s to the late 1930s. And then I guess he passed it on to an heir, and later on it became
The first
telephone-
telephone and waterworks.
yeah, Telephone and Waterworks Company, the first one in town. And Edward Knox Proctor Jr., the lawyer, served as one of Lumberton's mayors. So there's still a long history about the building.
It was used as a post office, a hardware store, a baby clothing store, an art studio, a children's shop, and a recruitment office for the armed services.
So it's got a long history on its own.
Yep.
Nice. In the 1980s, descendants of Richard Clinton Rhodes living in Arkansas gave historic Robeson the Jacob Rhodes Papers. Huh, interesting.
Very interesting. Okay.
So this interesting Spanish-style looking building, currently a restaurant, once was a funeral home, and it was built in 1936. Most interesting funeral home I've ever seen.
I mean,
Alright, so we're looking at the Musselwhite and Branch Law Building, but at one time this was a U.S. post office. It was built in 1931, and right next to it, of course, is the Masonic Lodge. You can see the big G with the
that one's
protractor
plain.
thing. Yeah,
It's plain.
yeah, it looks kind of like a Masonic Lodge.
Nah.
Yeah, it's got the big old G symbol up there. With the,
Right, in the center.
yeah. So, I'm good.
It's recorded.
Alright, so I don't know what this building is other than the name. It's the Barnes Stevens building, and it was built around 1910. It's a really cool looking building, and just wanted to show that to you. Ain't that pretty? And this fine specimen of a building right there at the corner is a Farmer and Merchants Bank, or it was when it was built in 1910.
Alright, if I don't do this right, then I'm going to be on the bad side of my wife. So y'all bear with me and pray for me. But while you're doing that, don't forget, share us with your friends, like us if you like us if you don't, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. God bless.